morning, everyone. The time of this video is our contract action for Palestine. The situation in Palestine is not just news, it is a humanitarian crisis that demands of empathy. Often we feel helpless because we are so far away, but there are actually concrete steps we can take. Today, let's discuss strategic ways to contribute meaningfully as a form of universal humanitarian solidarity. 1. Optimizing social media. Social media is a public diplomacy space. We play an important role in fighting amnesia, keeping this issue in the world spotlight, correcting the narrative, correcting the narrative, sharing valid facts to counter disinformation. Ground rules ensure the content you share comes from credible sources and is presented persuasively, not just provocatively. 2. With economic choice. Boycotting is a legal form of peaceful protest. To be effective, we must be smart boycotters. Focus on data. Focus on companies verified to support the opposing side, such as start boycott, divestment, and sanction standard. Support local product. Use this momentum to switch to domestic product, helping to strengthen our own UMKM. Education. Convey the understand logically to those around you without intimidation. 3. Philanthropy and spiritual support. For those with financial means, donations are a direct way to help basic needs to the ground. Transparency. Ensure you channel aid toward official trust organizations with proven access to the conflict zone, such as business or other credible humanitarian institutions. Prayer for prayer for those with financial limitation. Prayer is a spiritual power that should not be underestimated to strengthen the mental resolve of our brothers and sisters here. 4. Academic and vocation, community diplomacy, and sustainable education. Beyond the practical step in the digital and economic space mentioned earlier, there is a crucial dimension, often overlooked: academic advocacy and sustainable education. Often, the word counter for the Palestinian issue is reactive packing. Only when there is an escalation of attack or major crisis in the mass media, then slowly fading as the news cycle changes. To create an permanent and systematic impact, we must shift this mindset into a knowledge-based struggle that is carried out consistently. A concrete step we can take in this area is to deepen our historical literacy. The conflict in Palestine is not a phenomenon that has only occurred in the last decade or two, but a complex issue with deep roots in colonial history. As part of the education system, we have a moral responsibility to understand the historical timeline objectively from the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the British Mandate period, the 1948 Declaration, the 1906 day, were to the various UN Security Council resolutions that are often ignored. With a solid grasp of history, we will not be easily swayed by propaganda, and the arguments we present during discussion or advocacy will be far more substantial, rational, and data-driven rather than just based on emotional outbursts. Furthermore, we can bring this issue into scientific discussion space, whether in school, universities, or local youth communities. The action can be very diverse, ranging from organizing academic seminars, book review, focus group discussion, to writing essay or scientific article that examine on international law and humanitarian law violation occurring there. When this humanitarian issue is discussed within an academic corridor, we are building a foundation of intellectual awareness among the younger generation. This awareness will eventually produce future diplomats, legal experts, journalists, and leaders who have a strong commitment to universal justice. 5. Understanding human rights and international law. To deepen our advocacy, the must also understand the basic framework of international law that governs such conflict. It is important to realize that the struggle in Palestine is fundamentally about universal human rights. Principles such as the right to self-determination, the right to life, and the right to freedom of movement are enshrined in international human rights law and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. When we when we when we talk about the situation, we are essentially discussing the adhesion to the Geneva Convention, which are designed to protect civilians, medical personnel, and humanitarian workers during times of conflict. A significant amount of information regarding this violation is documented by international organizations like the United Nations or UN and various human rights watchdogs. By citing these reports, our argument moved from being primarily based on personal option to being based on established international legal standards. Furthermore, we should also learn about the role of the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court, understanding how these global bodies function and the limitations they face help us realize why international solidarity is so necessary. It shows that the international community is not just a spectator but a collective body that has the responsibility to ensure that international laws are respected. By education ourselves and our peers on the small but important details such as difference between humanitarian aid and political advocacy, or the definition of an occupied territory, we become more effective voice for justice. This knowledge allows us to counter misinformation with facts that are grounded in global legal norms, making our stand not only empathic but also intellectually resilient. Before I go, to leave you with this final thought: your humanity is a light that never goes out. Doesn't matter how small your contribution feels today. What matters is the choice to keep caring in a world that often asks us to be indifferent. Every post you share, every product you choose thoughtfully, and very force you rise against injustice is a brick in the wall of a better future. Let us not be the generation that locked away, but the generation that stood up, spoke out, and keep the flame of empathy alive. Because at the end of the day, our solidarity is not just about changing the world, it's about preserving our own humanity. In conclusion, helping Palestine is not just a contract for a specific group or religion. It is a universal humanitarian calling. We may not be physically present on the front lines, but through our social media policies, economic choice, donation, and the intellectual advocacy we have discussed, we have taken an important part in recording the history of humanity. Let us make this concept and consistent way of life, not just a momentary response when the conflict peaks. Thank you for your attention, everyone. May our small step lead to a major impact on world peace. Finally, we must recognize that this is not a short-term spirit, but a marathon of consistent. There will uh, there will be days when we feel tired, when the news seems overwhelming, or when we feel like your individual actions are too small to make a difference. But remember, history is not shaped by grand, secular gestures alone. It is written by the accumulation of countless small, persistent acts of thought. Your choice matter. Your choice matter. Every time you refuse to be silent, every time you choose compassion over indifference, you are contributing to a global shift toward justice. We are not just witnesses to history. We are active participants in building a world where human dignity is respected regardless of borders or backgrounds. Let our solidarity be unwavering and let our legacy be one of empathy, truth, and relentless pursuit of peace. I am Kayla Arel, signing off. See you in the next opportunity. Thank you.